Hey, what's up everybody, Retro Gaming Guy here. Today in this video we're going to unbox, demo, and review this mini PC right here. This is the AcePC PowerBox Pro mini PC. This offers us an Intel i5-12450H processor, 8 cores, 12 threads, speeds of up to 4.4 gigahertz, and it comes with 32GB DDR4 RAM and a 512GB M2 SSD installed within, running Windows 11 Pro. So it seems pretty impressive. The design looks actually pretty cool as well, but we have to check it out for ourselves. We're going to open this up. We're going to see what the layout and design of this PC look like, what it offers us, and also what it has for port options on here. Now, we're also going to do a full gaming test on here as well. So we'll dive into Batocera for some retro video game emulation. We'll check out the performance of a bunch of different games and emulators. And then we'll dive into Windows 11 Pro, and we'll see if we can get into some AAA titles effectively. So let's dive into it and get started. All right, guys, here we've got our mini PC. Let's get this guy open. It's a really nice box, really nice packaging inside here. Here we've got our mini PC, but let's take a look at our accessories first. We'll save the best for last. All right, so we've got a regular HDMI cable right here. We'll set that aside. We've got our power supply cable, two-part power supply cable. I'll go ahead and make that connection right here, right now. Get that out of the way. And then we also have a mounting bracket here, which is always good if you want to go ahead and connect this over to, maybe you're modding out a arcade one-up cabinet or an arcade cabinet in general. Maybe you're going to install this on the backside of a monitor or TV, or you're going to want to mount this to the inside of a desk, backside of a desk. Tons of options here. We have our mounting screws as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the mini PC next. So we do have a manual down here at the bottom. Just want to thumb through that really quickly. And it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different languages. So very thorough there. Shows you how to make your standard connections, how to install your mounting bracket. So it definitely covers your basic functions and features on here. How to connect to Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. So I'm going to drop that in here. And let's take a look at the actual mini PC now. So pretty sleek design right off the bat on here. It is all plastic, but it does seem to be pretty durable. So let's take a look at the front. So we've got a lot of options here in terms of ports. On the front, we have our power button right here on the right side. Now, great action on there. It's got a little LED display light as well, so that you'll know when it's powered on, when it's powered off, when it's plugged into the wall, all that good stuff. We have a reset button directly next to that. We have our audio output right next to that, so we can connect our headphones, external speakers, all that good stuff there. 2 USB 3 ports and a Type-C. Now, I've reviewed a lot of mini PCs lately, and I've been looking for Type-C ports, and I've been actually hard-pressed to find them on the last few mini PCs that I reviewed, so it's refreshing to see that we have a Type-C located right here on the front. Now let's turn this over to the side. Ventilation over here, good size ventilation as well, so I'm assuming there's going to be some great airflow on this. Same on the other side. Backside also has some ventilation, but it has some additional port options too. So we have 2 additional USB 3 ports. Love that we are seeing all USB 3 ports these days on mini PCs. I think that's tremendous. We have 2 HDMI ports back here, so you could use multiple displays with this mini PC very easily. That's always a great option to have. Next, we have our Ethernet port right next to that, and then we have our power supply cable connection all the way down here at the end. So looks to be a great option. So what we'll do from here is we will actually take a look at the bottom here. There is some great additional ventilation here, so I'm loving the airflow on this. Now, what we can do is we also have the option to mount this if we wanted to. And I showed you guys the mounting bracket, but right here is where you would actually secure the mini PC to the mounting bracket. And with that mounting bracket, the way it's laid out, it's very easy to install. I'm very familiar with those mounting brackets. So what we're going to do is we're going to certainly connect this. We're going to go ahead and test this out. So let's get started.
Love 40. Match point. Game, set, and match.
Safe, G. How could anyone do this?
some good cannoli.
All right, guys, we just jumped out of the AcePC PowerBox Pro Mini PC, and I had a wonderful experience with this Mini PC. Now, I took a look at the specs beforehand, and I kind of gauged where I thought the performance would be, and this 100% lived up to my expectations. So before we dive in, we talk about the performance side of things, I want to first talk about the layout and design of this Mini PC, because I really do like this. I love the fact that it's compact, but it's not the smallest scale, it's not the largest scale. I would say it's a medium-sized Mini PC. It's very lightweight. This is not a metallic shell. This is all plastic, but it's very high quality. It definitely seems very durable. I wouldn't recommend spiking it across the floor or doing anything, like that to try and do damage to it, obviously, but it definitely seems like it is well built and high quality. So I love the port options on here, and I've reviewed a lot of Mini PCs, and especially lately, we've seen a big change with USB ports. We're seeing everyone pretty much switch over entirely to USB 3s, and this Mini PC is no different. It has 4 USB 3 ports on here, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Love how easy they are to access, and I love that they've split the difference there. I love that we have access to, port options on the front, but also the back, because what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll take my, wireless mouse like this one right here, which connects over via a USB dongle. I'll plug that into the backside. I'll take my keyboard, I'll plug that into the backside, because I know that those are going to, remain connected at all times. And then I'll leave the front open for controllers, because I like to use a lot of external controllers. Some I'll use with cables, some will use wireless, but having, easy access to those in the front is huge. Now, this Mini PC also has a Type-C port, which is something I've been critical of other Mini PCs for in the past, because a lot of Mini PCs these days do not have Type-C ports. And we're seeing more and more things run off of Type-C and connect to PCs via Type-C. So to have that is huge here. And we have that one right in front, so it's easy to access as well. The backside of this Mini PC, we of course have our Ethernet connection, but we have dual HDMI ports. So that's awesome to be able to incorporate multiple displays into your setup. I personally don't use multiple displays for gaming. However, I do for video editing. So with a Mini PC like this, which would be capable of literally everything, it's great to have that option. And I know a lot of people that use multiple displays for work as well. So it's just a great option to have on here. So everything about the layout and design looks sleek. It's a really interesting looking color. I think that it's visually very appealing, but it's very functional as well. So let's talk about the performance of this. I jumped into Batocera first via a external SSD, which I connected via USB 3 connection. I had a great experience with that loading in very quickly. The speeds were great, and USB 3 certainly helps with that. Now, I jumped into a wide range of games using different emulators for different collections. Pretty much everything from NES, and I didn't show all of these collections here because things like NES, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Master System, they're great collections, but they're not that demanding. So showing them in this video really wouldn't give you much insight. So I focused more on the more demanding collections and emulators. So we jumped into some Sega Saturn, we jumped into Dreamcast, we jumped into N64, jumped into PS2, PS3, Switch, Wii U, GameCube, and we had a great experience across the board except for with PS3. PS3 is a little bit dicey. Some titles run extremely well, others titles are just a complete mess, and we saw that with Sonic Racing here. It's one of my favorite PS3 titles, and unfortunately it was in just slow motion here. I tried to tweak settings, and I actually have the settings set by default on my SSD that I use on other PCs, and on here, unfortunately, we did hit a wall there, and I just couldn't get things running properly. Some titles, though, as we saw with Ridge Racer 7, they do seem to work pretty well. I did find that Ridge Racer 7 at times would be slightly laggy and delayed, but it was certainly playable. It wasn't, bad across the board. It wasn't sluggish, from start to finish, like with Sonic Racing. So, it's unfortunate that we don't have access to every single title that we should be able to get into on that PS3 emulator, but it is what it is. So everything prior to that, though, no issues whatsoever. I jumped into Nintendo Switch. We saw that it was a good experience. Wii U was a good experience. GameCube, no issues. N64 Saturn, of course, no problems there. Dreamcast, same thing. And I actually hooked up my Sinden light gun to my Mini PC today. Tested out the light gun games that you saw in the demos with that. And again, great experience here. No lags or delays. Response time was on point. Just a wonderful experience. Now, I also jumped into original Xbox through Batocera as well, and that was a good experience too. Now, there are limitations with that emulator, so take that into consideration, but I jumped into Scarface, which is definitely a gory game, but no issues whatsoever there. So very smooth performance. I also jumped into off camera today, Halo 1 and 2, and those were great as well. So definitely capable of a lot of great titles in the original Xbox collection. Now, we also jumped into Windows 11 Pro, which comes stock on this mini PC through the M2 512GB SSD that's installed within. Now, I went in there, I downloaded Steam, and I added a few of my titles that I have saved to my Steam account from my library, added them right to the desktop, launched them, and I had a great experience with those titles. So I tried to do racing games because usually I find that racing games can be very tough to get going on a mini PC. So we jumped into Asphalt 9 Legends as well as Disney's Speedstorm, both of which ran very well. I won't say perfect, perfect is, tough to achieve with a mini PC, but it was very good. There's occasionally a little hiccup on screen, nothing major. In fact, what you guys saw in the video is 100% your true experience when diving into these two titles. So I also jumped into Guns, Gore, and Cannoli, which is one of my favorite games. It's basically a mafia-style Metal Slug. And with that, you're jumping over obstacles. You're shooting the bad guys before they get to you and, eat you alive in the game. You definitely have to be on point, and you can't have any lags or delays. Otherwise, it's going to completely ruin the experience. You'll miss your jumps. You'll end up getting eaten in the game. I've tried to play it on some mini PCs that just couldn't handle it, and it's just a nightmare of an experience. Phenomenal here, though. No issues whatsoever. I was on point with everything. I was a little bit rusty with the game myself, but that's my issue, not the mini PCs. So really a great experience. So with this mini PC, you can dive into so many different, gaming options. You could dive into retro gaming through Batocera or Launchbox or Retrobat. Whatever you want to use to get into retro gaming is possible here. You could also get into AAA titles through Steam or any other route that you want to take. I just use Steam because I have a Steam account and I have a lot of games saved to my Steam account, so I can test out a wide range of things in one central location. So great experience here on this mini PC. So at the time of this video, this mini PC is currently selling for $339, which I think is an amazing deal. Retail price of this is $439.99, but at the price point that we're at currently, this is an absolutely amazing deal. And honestly, $439 isn't ridiculous either for the specs that you get with this mini PC and the overall performance. So definitely look into this if you're in the market for a mini PC and you're looking to dive into games or game collections that line up with what this is capable of giving you. I think it'll definitely do right by you. So definitely check it out. I'll give you guys a link up here at the top of your screen as well as in the description of this video. Click over, get some additional information, but let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this mini PC. Again, the AcePC PowerBox Pro mini PC. That's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Please give me a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed the content today. And of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.